Hello and welcome to Z Reviews. I'm your host, Zeos Pantera. Thank you for being patrons and subscribe star supporters. You keep this channel going. I'll say that at the beginning because no one realizes that that's actually a thing. Wallpaper in the Wallpaper Horde or on Imager with the code. But forget all that with sponsorships. None of that. None of that. Because, and I'm going to say these, but then they're going to look weird. You're going to be like, why'd the pads just fall off? What the okay, so these with the Z's, not disease, the Z's. All right, that's why I can't call any of my headphones the Z's, because they'll be like, "Did you get the Z's? Well, which disease? What country were you in?" These are my actual, because they custom made this for me. Don't ask for it; they won't do it unless they will. In which case, Zach, I'll take 5% of every sale. These are my Bokah Open from ZMF. I haven't reviewed a ZMF headphone like from them since the Atriums. That was the last one they sent me. The Bokah Closed, which was my favorite ZMF headphone of all time, was actually loaned to me by someone who bought it. They sent it to me first, and then I sent it back to them. And so I don't actually have a Bokah Closed anywhere in the household here. That said, Zach obviously saw it, Bevan obviously saw it, the whole crew saw it, and like, you know what, let's send Zeos the Bokah Open, finally, with the full tuning kit, which is why my desk is a fucking disaster, and we'll let him dick around with on his own. So they made me a very special set of Bokah Open. They shouldn't be tuned any differently, it's just custom rear grills with the Z logo, and then this is like, wow, that wood is just like it's from Mars and shit. Like I kind of feel bad that some of the nicest looking is under the like it's there. Is it there? No, it's there. It's under this. So I just gotta like keep staring at it. And you'll note that I've done some things. Number one of the reasons the Bokah is my favorite ZMF, and I'm gonna have to yell at Zach in person, is because 3.5 millimeter. Look, so a normal cable can get plugged in. I'm on a campaign now to end mini XLR and headphones. I wanted to end, and Zach, you could help me make that happen. They sent me this beautiful cable. Like, this must be one of their top of the line, go fuck yourself, I live on a yacht cables. And it's like, look at it. Despite the fact it's a 1/4 inch, which is like, okay, grandpa, although get with the times, bruh, 4.4, but like the weave, it just makes, like, I love my Maja cable, which I'm using currently. But, and then it comes up to these two splits, and then it goes to the end, and I'm like, not that I'm not going to use this on the Ori 3, which is over there waiting, because I got to do more tuning shit to that than this. But okay, so Bokah Closed, one of my favorite ZMFs, felt like he had the most fun with it. I feel like when I listen, like Zach is a very specific headphone guy. He builds a headphone, and then he has to build a better headphone, and then he has to build a better headphone, and it keeps going up in cost, because that's how you do it. You charge more for the better thing. So when they went down to $1,000 for the Bokah Closed, it kind of felt like Zach could relax and be like, you know what? Let's just do something fun, because no one's going to be striving for the measurement gods to make this perfectly. Fuck it. The Bokah Closed felt like a fucking headphone. And the Bokah Open maintained that, like, you know what? Let's just make it a good sounding headphone that's fun. And we'll charge $1,000 for it. It's still $1,000, not in this trim. I don't know if this trim is even available. But still, like, I'm waiting for Caldera open and close, like, on the desk where I could actually, like, compare them to, like, get into it. But, like, Atrium is fucking great. I might listen to this more. It's just how it is, boys and girls. So let's explain the state of the desk and a screwdriver, because God knows anybody who puts out a headphone that needs a screwdriver to fix something or adjust it, they're fucking assholes. That's sort of an serene joke. So they sent me the official Bokah Open tuning kit, which I think is $120 extra. But you get 3 things. You get these. There's actually 3 of these come with it. These are the solid mesh. So this is for going directly over the driver. And as you can see, I put 1 screw back. And so I could rotate and either have none, or the stock one, which was perforated, or the solid one. So I could do look, I am science. Everyone. Zeos M, the science team. And so that came with 2 sets of pads. But I also got a whole box from Zach and like that wire and stuff. So I'm trying to remember. Because the stock pads, I'm trying to, like, here's the thing. If you can't tell, I had a magic marker. I have a paint marker. Zias, link the really nice Posca Japanese-made paint marker. Which I probably should have used one with a finer tip for this work. This is a kind of a dull tip. But I labeled all the fucking pads because I'll be damned if I'm going to end up as crazy as all his employees. When I asked them to yell at Zach while he was wearing Serene, like at SoCal, every one of them was like, Zach, stop making pads. Zach, stop making... And I get it now. I fucking get it now. Because all of these pads look very similar. It's kind of like one of those, like, when you watch a dancing video and a bear walked through, but you didn't notice the bear because you're just watching everyone pass the ball around. So the stock pads, I'm going to call... No. Wait. There's one that matches it. Because these are the ones that came on it. And there's a fuckload of options I should probably point out before I even get into that. Emberstone or Nocturne, same price, different colors and finishes. Obviously, this is like the specialty shop shit, so don't consider this part of that. Then there's materials option, which is vegan suede, which I think is for the included pads. And you have a choice of Caldera Hybrid Ultra Perf or Caldera Ultra Perf Suede. Now these, I'm going to consider these the Hybrid Ultra Perf, right? Yeah, those are Ultra Perf L. And then there's the Hybrid Ultra Top Perf. Jesus Christ. I literally copied the names off the bags. We've got ultra perforated leather. Then we've got ultra perforated hybrid. Then we've got ultra perforated, top perforated suede, because you see the rest isn't perforated. And then you've got ultra perforated suede, which everything's perforated suede. And then you got these, which are the stock pads, which are not leather. So these are the thing, but then that's suede and that's Find my center. In other words, you can buy it with different pads. You can get an extra stock cable. You'll note that I'm not using any of the stock cables. Nothing wrong with Zach's stock cables. I really do. I like and respect them, especially now that they're 3.5. But if you got a 3.5, baby, we going all out. We taking the 3-meter fucking Maggia cable. We're pulling this fucker out of retirement because I want to be able to plug into that and walk away. So links to my collab. This helps support the channel if you want to buy a big purple cable, which just happens to match everything. So I've been sitting here. I was using them for like weeks. They're at my other side of the basement. They're on my regular desk. Using with the stock pads, with the stock vents. And only today did I decide, fuck. I got to take the screwdriver out. Because I yelled at everyone who didn't take the screwdriver out for Serene. And I gotta be the better man, and I got to do it. And you know what? It's not a painful thing. There's a pile of screws over here. Zach does not use ferrous screws, so magnets won't hold them, which means if you drop one, you're fucked. Then you got to use blue tack on a chopstick to get it out of something. I took 3 out of 4 of the screws out of here. I put one screw back with both sheets, and I left it a little bit loose, so I'll leave it a little looser than that, so that I could simply go and rotate. I could try double stacking. I tried it with none. It's a good system for like just testing. I'm also going to yell at Zach for something else. Because here's the thing. I've decided I use them for long enough with the stock perforated thing. Let's pull this out. Don't drop the screw into the driver. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to take the solid one. I'm going to take the perforated ones out. I'm going to put the solid one back. And I'm going to switch to the solid ones, which we're going to thread that in there. And I got to take this screw out. And we're going to put the pad back on. And the second thing I'm going to yell at Zach for, because he's been doing this long enough, and since all his employers are yelling about the pads, see, he's got very nice pads. Like some of the best pad selection around. Fucking Tungstens use ZMF pads. All right? You want to know like where the pad, how good pad go? Tungstens use it. And Tungsten, probably more famous or synonymous than all the other ZMF headphones combined. But that's because part of the joy is that he works with Zach making the pads. It's a community effort. No one's upset that tungsten's a great headphone, and you know Zach works on to compete with it, and then Meze works to compete with them. And like if everyone's just working together, we're all gonna have a much better time. By the way, this is terrifying to just poke. There's a little X that I have to find the hole. So let me put this back in. Did that? No, that did a bad thing. Hold on. There we go. And then we're gonna yell about the fact that this is not a round. This is not round. I don't know if the camera distortion is picking it up. This is a round, and that is a fucking egg shape. And I get it. Egg shapes are better. You know why they're better? Because your ear, just like on the old, what was it? That was the AudioQuest Nighthawks. The AQ Nighthawks, they were egg shaped, and that was great. It was something different, and they had egg shaped pads. Zach doesn't give us egg-shaped pads. Zach gives us round pads. So what that means we have to do as people is stretch a round pad over an egg shape. And that wouldn't be the worst. But there's a very narrow channel with a very thick piece here. And as someone who is a professional pad swapper, I've pad swapped everywhere, at night, in Munich, behind bars. I could pad swap anywhere. I'm annoyed by swapping pads on these headphones. And they don't look right. You'll see it in a second. I'm doing this all live. Want to talk about sound while I'm putting this back together? Fine. Because we probably should talk about that. I enjoy the hell out of these, the way they came, with those pads and the stock thing. I'm like, God damn it, Zach, stop fucking torturing me with these affordable, amazing headphones that are probably way more money than I think. That screw's crooked. It goes to show you it's handmade. That screw is not straight. So I started swapping pads, and these two up here I didn't particularly like. These are they're all labeled Cal. They're all Caldera pads. Even though these are the Bokah Caldera pads, they're all made for his top-of-the-line headphone. One of these was way too bassy. I think it was the Top Perf Hybrid was way too bassy. And the Ultra Perf L just sounded off. I'm just going to tell you about the pads that I actually liked and would probably recommend. Of course, there's at least 3 sets. There's the stock ones, these guys. And then there's 2 ends of the spectrum. There's the Top Perf S, which are basically all suede with a solid. And then there's the Ultra Perf S, which is all suede but all perforated. This one, a little bit boomier in the bass department. Not terrible, like actually enjoyable bass boost. Zeos knows a thing or two about an enjoyable bass boost. It's a little bit warmer, perfectly acceptable. If they came like that, I'd still love them. But then what I was really shocked with was these guys, which are the Ultra Perf suede entirely. Not Top Perf, Ultra Perf, everything holy. It actually took the bass out of it a little bit, just a little bit. And it made them sound more high-end. And I know from fucking tuning Defiant, the IM. Got to get some grease in that sack. I know from tuning Defiant what I think high-end should sound like. It should sound crystal. Like these pads make it sound like there's nothing here. The pads do so much. Zach at least understands that the reason there's so many fucking pads and why his employers are yelling about them, why you can get, is because there's the little finite adjustments that you can do to a headphone. The last step is pad. So now that I'm going from these holy filters to the solid ones, and now that they're screwed in for the first time, I'm going to put on what I call the high-end pad. The pad that seems to take away a little fun, but makes them so much more natural. But we're going to put the pad back on first. So now I have a very specific method. It usually works every time. It's just like, what was the fucking perfume from Anchorman? Panther something, right? Black Panther? No, it could have been Black Panther. That would have been a great joke. I could have worked it in there, but it was something like something Panther. That's me. 95% of the time it works, 60% of the time. Thumb, lock it when you get it in there, and then take a finger, any finger, thumb works, this works. Get it up in there. And you make the lip follow you around And then when you get it here, you put another finger on it. So now that can't come off. You can go get a drink or go get a sandwich. And then you finger, same finger or different finger. And you may have to pull and take. Here's the problem. You see how fucking far we're stretching the living shit out of this? Ugh. All of my strength, all of my dexterity to keep that from fucking up. And I'm doing extra hard because I'm on camera and I don't want to look like a jackass. And then you could rotate it, but be careful because when you have this much pad stretch, I just don't like the way that looks. Like you could even see my writing on it. Normally on a headphone, there's a slot where it slots in. And I feel like it didn't like stretch the pad to the shape of an oval. So why is the headphone the shape of an egg if the pad is still round and just stretched to fuck? All right, these are creative criticisms. I want them to hear it. And while Zach will cry and need to be comforted in the lap of his beautiful wife, it's okay. He needs to hear it too. Just make this fucking thing round or make these more egg-shaped. Only two choices we got. Granted, these are more compatible with other headphones you want to try because most headphones are round. I don't get this whole thing. Unless they're doing something very specific with the volume of air, why make this a weird shape? To just have round, smaller pads on it. And then just this is too fucking thick or that's not deep enough. I really just want this to slide in and be good. But they obviously can't because then it would never mount. And yes, I'm going to get the seam on top. I see that I did that. Not semen top. That isn't part of the pad section. All right. There. Finger. I'm double fingering it over here now. Come on, you bitch. Come on. Just let it go. There we go. Did I teach everyone how to put a pad on real fucking fast? Great. Worth the time. So now they're mounted. They look all stretched and weird. They're huge. I have taken out the clamp by bending this. I put my thumb through the steel and I took away a lot of the clamp. I want these to just gently rest on my head. If they're too tight, if it's a steel headband, you could always fix it. The adjustments here, by the way, the build quality, ZMF just very lightly in the, like, you see how much like there's like dandruff and dust because this is way too fucking soft. Like, look, you could see when I draw on it how soft that shit is. There's a reason people will keep going back to ZMF and buying all those fucking headphones. It's not like the overall build quality is like, oh, it's better than anything the Germans could make. No. There's like fucking screws sticking out here. The inside looks like a wood shop made it. But then you start touching materials and you're like, oh, okay. Even though the pads don't fit right, you touch the pads and it's like 90% of headphones don't have pads as nice as Zach's pads. Period. Just end of statement. The wires are nice and you can get their crazy upgraded cables. Although, you want to get the Magic cable. It's fine. But now let's talk about listening. You know what? We can't talk about listening. I haven't heard this fully put together yet. I used the screwdriver. Pick this up and link in the description. You could also use it for Serene if you need to adjust the paper on the driver. I had the choice of going... Before I swapped the filters, it was slightly boomy, just a little bit more bass, or stock, which I thought was a perfect balance, or these, which were a little bit light. But now that I put the solids in there, it should bring up the bass, and I can still hear from me talking that these just have more sound and air going through them. And we'll listen to Camilla. Yeah. By the way, there's a Topping DX5 Mark II. Everyone's been screaming about it since I did You. We'll see. I don't think that might have more power than that, but we got to see if sound quality wise, because everyone's like, you got to compare it. I'm like, do I? I'm on random, by the way, on Fubar. Fubar has shuffle tracks or random, and you're like, what's the difference? On random, it's so random, there's no back button. It literally random number generators you to anything, because somehow shuffle track still like knows, but I guess they really want to fuck it up. Oh. So Edge of Tomorrow, hold on. I'm assuming you're hearing that. I literally can't tell with the headphones on. Hold on. Nope. Why are you dead? Oh, I know why you're dead. Because I had a power outage and because I didn't... All right, you know what? This is some behind the scenes shit, but I think my cables will reach. Hold on, let's see. I have the Geshelli DAC, the big boy down here. Hi. And you're not on the right setting, are you? See, look how beautiful that's Zach. The Daisy is so pretty. Let's see now. There we go. So every time I have a blackout, if my UPS can't keep it going, climb under my desk and I have to hit the button behind the 4x4 that's just sitting on a plastic table, holding up that giant cutting board, keeping thousands of dollars of equipment from just falling off the table. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon and Subscribestar. Your money will eventually go to making me a better desk. So, there's like this subtle rumble in the background of this Edge of Tomorrow song. They know we're coming. And I can feel the epicness of it in Bokah Open. And this didn't matter if I was on this pad or these things. These are good headphones no matter what the fuck you're doing with them. I gotta grease them. I gotta grease them, Zach! It'd be funny if you can get a ZMF branded like oil can. I'm sure you can find an American manufacturer somewhere in like Kentucky who is still making oil cans, and you can get like a fully branded ZMF and just be like... Because he's using such specific things, which is turning here. Hold on. Yeah, it's turning in this. And whatever this locker is doing, because it feels so smooth, there's like a set. I don't even know that's a screw. Are you circular or are you a hex? But could definitely use a little bit of oil in there. But the epic. All right, back to the sound. Remember, sounds. Fucking Z reviews always get fucked up. Wow, I didn't know if that had the speakers playing because this was happening in my headphones. That's hot Space Traveler Feet Pasha from the 80s Dream compilation. So hot Hawk. I'm sorry. Oh, that was Hawk, like Hawk Tua. Hot Hawk Space Traveler. The knock sounds like these are one of the more engaging headphones. And I don't know how to describe engaging other than that. You have to listen to the music in them. You have to dance. You have to engage. I have never felt passive listening to these headphones. I've never put them on, and it's just been background music while I'm adjusting my taxes, which, oh my God, tax season is coming. Nope, we're still in November. Tax season can fucking hold on. We're fine. Tell me I'm fine. We're fine. But every time I put these headphones on, I'm stuck listening to music. I'm not stuck doing something else and distracted. I just can't. You can't see my hands, but they're just doing like... Because it's a dynamic headphone. And it's $1,000 while it's the cheapest ZMF headphone, it's not a cheap fucking headphone. And I just swapped to some wholly different setup that I've been using for weeks. And the engagement is still there. Here, we're going to go to speaking of Geshelli Labs. I don't love them enough on this channel. I need more love. I got to get the Erish 3 over here. I'm actually going to bring, I think this video is probably coming out after Capital Audio Fest, but I'm going to bring them a Valencia. I have 2 extra sitting behind me. I'm going to see if they can preamp this with their Erish 3. And then I could have, because they have a tungsten version 1, which nothing Geshelli Labs has for sale, except for maybe their power amps, can run a tungsten properly. So it'll be fun to put that after their Erish, so you can get the sound quality of Geshelli Labs, but running tungsten properly. Because I had them in Florida and it was not great. Oh fuck! You lost your input. There you go. There's definitely picking up a sound quality difference between like this stack and just that. Nothing bad though. It's another one of those headphones that doesn't get worse. All it can do. All it can do is change flavors slightly, but you're never not riding in your favorite car. The road may not be as curvy, but you're enjoying where you're sitting. Damn. The difference between this and that is like... All right, let's go to the fuck you giant $15,000 tube amp. Oh, man. I had it on the M6 Double as I did this review also today, and again, couldn't do a review on it because that would just make it sound too good.
So I'm just a space traveler now.
This is a wild song. I don't think I've ever heard this song. Sometimes music just appears in my playlist. I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, no, these... I don't need Caldera here. Caldera is his like $3,000 plus planar, like crazy high end. I don't need it. I don't feel like I need it. I've got all the ZMF I need. I got the Auteurs. I got the Atrium. I got the... That's the Auteurs. That's the Atrium. That's another A. Fucking Zach with his A's. It's the one I like the most. I got another special edition of that one. Hold on, we're going back. We got to go back. Caldera is, by the way, $3,500. The Ori 3s are $2,200. Atrium closed. Auteur, Verte, Aeolus. Those are the Aeolus. Fucking names, man. And then there's upgrades. So Zach keeps his 17 products pretty close. The Pro cable, which is $120. Maybe you're a Pro cable. Let me see. Hold on. I think it's that long. Damn it, he had an option for a 4.4. Oh, maybe it's even more high-end than this, because this only has silver or copper, and that's whatever the fuck is happening here with colors. I do a color correction on all these videos, and I can never tell how it's going to really come out. That shit's purple. I keep having to check the speakers. Sound comes into these headphones, especially with these more open pads, and it sounds like it's coming from somewhere else. It sounds far away, and then it appears in front of you. Oh, by the way, the case. Let's look at this. So, ZMF bag. I think you only get one cable. He sent me all three. So I can go and be like, oh, look at this 1/4 inch. Oh, look at this 4.4. Oh, look at this 4-pin XLR. And you could look at them too. But these cases, which they sell these separately for like $60, and I'm like, the hell you say? Where am I plugged into? Oh yeah, you. Very, very expensive shit. I have the black case for the Ori, and I feel like this one is just like, God, it's so... First of all, it's massive. This is not like, oh, I'm going to sneak these headphones into my carry-on bag. This might be wider than your carry-on bag. In here these were actually holding everything like... It was pretty interesting how this was like bent to hold the headphone together for transport. I kept them in there. I get the card with my number, and apparently September 5th, purple slab with resin demo, and the technician quality control was, I'm assuming that's I'm assuming that's Zach. I'm sure Zach kissed them, probably made out with them for a little while before he put them in there. By the way, this envelope is so tight that this little wooden card wouldn't come the fuck out. You get your round I Heart ZMF sticker, the ear pads thing with a scan me thing, and then another ZMF headphone since 2011. And then you get like the inside of this, and I'm just like, if I cut out this mesh and I just laid this down on the floor, there'd be a cat sleeping in it. You know what? You want a really nice $65? I think it's $65. Let's go back to the list. Yeah, clamshell case is $60. Maybe it's more expensive for a different color. So the Bokah case, which is this, is $60, and the round case is $70. So which one is it? Dude, get the Bokah case for $60. $10 extra. I don't even know what it be do. What does it be do? Just buy this, cut this out, lay it down. Your cats will fucking enjoy it. Like, It's got like 70s fuzz in here. I don't think I've seen this material since I was a child. Like on my parents' old school things. Like, that's it's very expensive. And it also came with, hold on, put shit in there. Fucking ZMF cleaning rag. 2 of these rings, which I'm assuming are for pads. Like, actually, you know what? I don't know what these are for. They're certainly pad rings. They're flexible. Like, are these to make the spacing bigger? They were in a red envelope, but it's not labeled. So it's just like, so I'm sure I'm missing out, and someone's freaking out right now. No, I didn't put the tuning rings. You got to do the tuning rings, and then you got to do the tuning felt, and then you got to do the tuning pads, and you got to put it in the case, and you got to magically rub it against an elephant's balls, and then it'll be perfect. They're perfect already. I didn't need to do the whole pad swap thing. I didn't need to do the tuning kit. But now that I've done it, I've completely changed everything, and I think they're a slightly different headphone. But I still love this headphone. It still knocks me down every time I hear the 80s Dream compilation, which I'm not currently playing music because we're... Oh, you know what? Let's get out of that $15,000 amp, which is just going to sit there warming up for the review probably tomorrow. Let's go back to Valencia via This Is Golden Sounds DAC with all the shit turned off. I need to give Zach a Valencia. Like, I gotta make the decision to pay Leo for an amp and then just give it to Zach so he can plug this in anywhere on any of his preamps. Demolition Man, guilty as charged. There's just like, let's listen for the, wait, this, right there? That like bass, and it's just happening in these. Yeah, no, these are, I think having not had the Bokah closed here for a while now, since the last review, I can't compare the open to the closed. Are these my new favorite ZMF headphone? Pretty much, yes. I went through the trouble of swapping things out. I pulled out a screwdriver. His thing was only 8 screws. Mine is 22, but you don't have to really take anything on. We'll take the back off. I guess it's more dangerous, but danger is fun. Danger's sexy. Women like a man who's dangerous, or men like a woman who's dangerous. To a point. Don't stab me, please. 99 said Luftballons. All right, I'm sorry I'm singing because I can kind of hear how bad I'm singing. What? That's the most Nina has ever sounded, singing 99 Luftballons. That is the Nina-ist. Put that on the fucking box. Apparently Nina sounded more Nina than she ever has. Yeah, no, Zach needs to stop working on pads, and he's found them all. He found them all, Zach. Now headphone. Now the stupid little shit. Everything needs 3.5. He didn't make them oval shaped to accommodate the fucking connector, did he? I'll be so mad. Don't do that. Because I know there's other ZMFs that had straight. Well, the Mini XLR is shorter because it plugs in flat. I get it, but just do the angle thing. Just do the thing. Even just notch this out and just get a drill and go, and so that they can be in an angle. Just get rid of this. Get rid of this. All right. I have approximately no headphones that use this anymore. Do you? The Odyssey use it? I don't even think the Odyssey uses it. No, you're 3.5. I've got some stupid fucking headphones up here that still use stupid connectors. But it's Zach's headphones that use it. I see 3 pairs that all use that. That uses, the Peacock uses the Mr. Speakers, like, clicky one. You're single-sided, you don't count. Those are all 3.5, attached fucking cable on the Tigers. Yeah, no, it's so sad, because every time I'm going to pull out any of these fucking lovely, these are all the headphones I use, like, regularly. None of them are Mini XLR. And I don't want any of them to be Mini XLR. Tell me which headphone you'd like in the comments. Here we go. You want to see how you do a survey? Tell me which headphones you have in the comments. And also tell me if you'd like to make them Mini XLR. I'll wait. That was my stomach going. Yeah, so Zach, stop fucking around. You found the perfect headphone. Just sell the perfect headphone. Just be done with it. Just, and another thing, like, and again, these were custom made for me. Take these screws out and just glue it in. Or because there's like a beauty to Zach's headphones and ZMF headphones in general, and then every once in a while you just see a screw and you're like, oh, like it's like on those they're black screws. That's glued in. That's perfect. That's just an insert. This being the cheapest one, I could accept the fact that it's like a screw, but it kind of sticks out. I'll probably on my own end up taking these off right this second while we're watching. Don't let it skip too much. Are these Ferris? God damn it with his stainless steel screws, which never rust and probably cost way more. Come on. We're taking this off. A, I want to see how hard it is. B, if it breaks, I want to have this happen on camera. This is like insurance policy. That's why I do all my unboxings, by the way. If you don't have an unboxing channel, you should. You know why? When you get that thing in the mail that's completely fucking shattered and you got to prove it, like, bitch, I open all my packages on camera. Watch this. The right amount of pressure and the correct angle. You can accomplish anything, said the porn star to the other porn star. Oh, God, what is happening inside of here? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have not been inside of this cup before. What is... Zach is mad, man. Holy fuck. So we've got the cover, which has... I do that to check the breathability. We got moderately breathable fabric glued to the back of this. And then he's got... What the fuck am I looking at here? So there's the cup. The cup is lined just partially with like a green felt up here in this section. I don't think it goes down, and then that's exposed hardwood, and there's weird shapes. Like it comes up as that's got to be for the screw holes for the thing. So he's opened up as much of this as he can. Then he's got a wooden back plate for the driver. You can just see the magnet of the driver in this hole, which is marked 18. R18.75. So he's probably doing driver matching. But then you've got... So this is holding the driver in place, probably pushing it against the front. And then he's covered the entire back with a memory foam fucking igloo with a hole in the top of it. So, like... And there's the wires are going... No, oh my fucking God. It's one of those cases of like, oh, he charges $1,000. That's an expensive headphone. He's gluing all this shit together on his own. Well, he's got a team of people, but like this won't even look. It wouldn't even stay because the memory foam igloo pushes it out. What is happening inside these headphones? I was gonna just replace those screws with just nothing, but I think I might need the screws to guarantee it holds in place and doesn't pop out. This is madness. I understand now. I understand. When I tune a headphone like I did with Serene, Eris was relatively easy. It took 3 days. Serene took weeks and sending back to China and back. And I put my own foam and then they changed their foam. Zach's got fucking wood and domed memory foam with a hole and then felt up in the... like. This explains why Zach acts so crazy sometimes. Because if I had to live inside of headphones this hard... I'd lose my mind too. Anyway, Heart, thank you for supporting this channel on Patreon and Subscribestar. Please go to Zach. I do not have an affiliate link for ZMF, so no money will be made if you buy these or don't buy these. I'm just telling you, I love them because they fucking sound great. So I would say play into Zach's madness by buying a set or buy a Caldera or show up at any of the shows. They usually show up with like 120 headphones, all different colors, all different finishes, all different makes and models, and you could pick the one you like. In fact, I know that because... Drake, what do you want? He'll occasionally do a scream that's like a scream, like a guttural scream, and I'm like, is he dying? So yeah, this is, I did not expect this. In fact, I'm going to leave this off and take a photo for the patronage chat, which, if you're a patron on the secondary tier, not only do you get to see videos early, get to lots of sound demos and participate in the yard sale, you get to the chat where I will literally find something interesting, take a picture and send it there, and we'll have a discussion. So if you want to have an interesting discussion about anything that I've received, found, or if you have questions about your own setup, feel free to support the Patreon for $15 a month. You get all those benefits and a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. That is so fucking wild. I did not expect. What I didn't expect was a foam dome chrome home blown Malone.